Howdy, bitch.
How's it going?
What up, gang?
Welcome to Coming Up for Air, an introspective podcast.
Gang shit.
I'm your co-host, Jaxon.
I'm your co-host, Brendan.
And today we're going to be talking about materialism and consumerism.
Yeah.
Pretty out there topic, but it's still like a daily relevancy thing.
I was going to say, I think it's very relevant in today's society, at least.
Yeah, definitely, but in terms of what we've been talking about in comparison.
Yeah, facts, it's kind of a little out there. It's a little outlier, but definitely still essential and important to talk about. Just try and get as many topics as we can in, you know.
Yeah, but with that, we're going to kind of talk about what that stuff is, why valuing things is bad, what we're taught, and kind of like what you can take to the grave and stuff like that. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do a check-in. Brendan?
Yeah, bro, I wanted to talk about, you know, it's around the time for some spooky vibes.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Yeah, bro, it's almost Halloween. I fuck with Halloween, to be honest with you. It's always been a good vibe. The past couple of years, I definitely have had some homies that are like super into Halloween and really like Halloween.
Halloween's the vibe.
Yeah, my mom's a big Halloween person too. She's a big like Jack Skeleton like person. So I mean, we've always been around like Halloween, Christmas. It's always been like a cool vibe. But yeah, man, I kind of just want to get into like some spooky shit with the homies. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, take a picture wearing like, you know, I want to like replicate the picture where it's like the Scream dude in the mirror and then he's got a girl. You know what I mean? You want me to go in more detail or can you like paint the picture?
I can figure it out, yeah.
Yeah, bro, you gotta have some spooky sex, you know what I mean?
There's so much to that sentence alone that I don't think we can get into.
Bro, that would be such a vibe, bro, to wear like a Scream mask and like, you know what I mean? That'd be a vibe, bro. You gotta spice it up.
You have to start it to spice it.
Wow.
Ooh,
wow, Jackson's coming at me.
Cooking.
Wow, Jackson's coming at me. That's crazy, bro. You know, I'm going to leave this conversation here and not come at Jackson because I love him. And that's where Jackson shuts the fuck up.
Moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you.
Oh, man.
But with that, for our visual listeners, our YouTube Andes,
I was like, what's happening?
We got a little set. We got some autumnal decorations going on.
Fucking dude in his goddamn word.
Some fall time decorations.
Thank you. Autumnal.
Less fucking aesthetic. All right, I'm trying to please all of our Instagram followers.
Bro, I'll tell you what, bro. I'd rather hear somebody tell me like, oh yeah, there's some cool fall vibes rather than like someone like, imagine looking at someone and go, wow, this is very autumnal. And I'd be
There's
like,
no C in there.
Hey, hold my dick.
Whoa.
Regardless, I think it would just be a better vibe if someone was just like, damn, spooky vibes, fall vibes. Not autumnal. Is that it?
Autumnal.
You're a bitch.
Okay, whatever.
Regardless, it looks pretty though. It looks all good.
We got some nice lighting. We got some nice we got some leaves going on. We got some bumpkins.
And then come October, we're gonna add a little extra spooky vibes. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Trying to do a little some, you know, add a little bit homie vibes. Obviously, you know, we're pretty attractive looking people, but you know, you guys kind of get tired for the people who do watch. So you know, we kind of got to chalk it up to
our set design budget isn't super big though.
Yeah, that's all right though. You know, we make do with what we got type shit. But yeah, I'm actually really excited. Yesterday, I was with a homie and we watched Halloweentown. Goated.
The Disney film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goated.
Yeah?
I love Halloweentown.
The main girl who plays
Marnie.
Yeah, Marnie. She still posts like she has a TikTok and she posts just like stuff from Halloweentown.
That's so lit.
I think it's because it's all that she has.
Probably. I mean, she had like a solid. I would give it to like Halloweentown High, and then
Hey,
after
but, like-
Halloweentown High, it was like, all
Hey,
right.
but like no tea, no shade, just pink lemonade. Like, rock that shit if you got that shit. You know?
I'm gonna act like you didn't just, yeah, hella. Regardless, Halloweentown. Give me your top 3 Halloween movies.
Like just in general or
Yeah.
Halloweentown movies?
No, just Halloween movies
Do they have to be like?
that are not horror movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, does it have to be directly Halloween related?
No, just not horror movies.
Just not horror movies.
Yeah, because fuck horror movies.
Well, that kind of ticks a lot of boxes out.
Okay, add your fucking horror movies.
Now I'm all fucked up.
No, go ahead. Add your horror movies.
Now I'm all fucked
No,
up.
add your horror movies, bitch. Just give it a nice little mix.
A nice little mix.
Yeah, a little, you know. Because I think I already have mine.
You start with yours then while I think. I wasn't prepared for this question.
I think for me, it would probably
do
have
my
to be Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know, because that's both a Halloween and a Christmas movie.
Kind of overrated.
Nah, bro. For me,
Nah, I'm kidding.
I can watch that shit like 16 times over and not get tired of it.
It's good. I had an ex who
This
like
is Halloween.
Okay,
Halloween.
all right, yep, we're doing this. I had an ex who just was like obsessed with it. Like that's a personality trait thing. So
See,
I got
that's a
I got a
little-
little tired of it.
I feel you. I mean, my mom's got a tattoo of it, so
I mean, like respect, but like I
no, I
don't care
feel
if
you.
you get tattoos because I think that tattoos just can be like, this is something that I love and care about a lot, and that means a lot to me. But it's like you're watching this thing year round, like twice a month
oh yeah, that's a little
type of
much.
vibe. Yeah,
I just
so
watch
I'm a little
burnt out.
yeah forever.
Yeah, no, for me, Nightmare Before Christmas is my shit. I'm not gonna lie. So for me, it's probably Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, but
You say one, I'll say one. I think Ghostbusters is a really good Halloween movie for me.
Ghostbusters was cool.
It's like chill enough. It gives me like the spooky vibes without
Ooh.
being spooky.
You know what was a good fucking Halloween movie that I always used to watch as a kid? Scooby-Doo 2, the museum one.
The museum one.
Yeah, where like all the monsters came alive and shit like that. That was a fire ass fucking movie, bro. That was a goated ass movie. I always did fuck with that one.
What's that movie? Hocus Pocus is a really good film
I was
too.
gonna say Hocus Pocus,
Yeah,
and then after that,
Hocus Pocus is a good vibe.
you know, Hocus
See, they
Pocus
announced
2
a new
comes
one?
out.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
same time,
Bro,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm excited for the second one to come out.
Goated with the sauce.
Yeah, I was talking to the homie about it, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, Hocus Pocus 2 comes out. Like, I'm actually really excited." And I was like, "Say less, bro."
Big hypers.
Yeah, I'm hyped. That'd be lit. Gonna get a gang to go see it.
Dang shit. That's all I'm on.
But I think for me, I really did like Halloweentown High. Halloweentown High was like pretty fire.
That's in your top 3?
No, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it's in my top 3. I just fucked with it heavy because I really don't watch it as often. But whenever I do see it, it's always like, damn, I fucked with that. You know? I feel like I have to look some up.
Yeah, I think it's hard because erasing scary movies from the equation or like directly like horror movies kind of like makes it to where it's like what fits a fall movie, like a Halloween movie, what gives you that vibe.
Oh, Monster House. Monster House was goated.
That's crazy.
Monster House was a fantastic film.
I think I literally quoted it on the podcast and you gave me the fucking like that's kind of weird champ look whenever I quoted it.
Probably.
Because I did the thing about the uvula and I was like, that means it's a girl house.
I probably just didn't get it, to be honest with you. But I
Yeah.
watched Monster House the other night, too. And that shit was lit. Yeah, I've been on some big fall movies lately
Yeah.
with the gang.
I don't know if I have any other like really top picks for like horror but not horror like fall movies.
Oh, excuse me. What's your like a good horror movie for Halloween for you? You fuck with out of Jason,
I mean,
Freddy, and Michael Myers. Which one's your?
I think that of the 3, Michael Myers probably has like Halloween series is probably definitely the most like fall feeling movie, like the most Halloween feeling movie for obvious reasons.
Casper was cool too.
Yeah, Casper's good. I did think about Casper, but then I was like, I feel like I don't like Casper that much.
I fucked with Casper.
Yeah.
I make Casper jokes all the time.
What? Mm-hmm. Nope. We're not doing this. Oh my god.
All good things.
I don't know, dude. There's probably a movie that I would think about and be like, oh, that's it. That's a good film. But right now, off the top of my head, low key, I can't.
Well, you know what's a good Halloween movie? Forrest Gump. No, I'm just fucking with you. I just like seeing the gears turn in your head and you try to like come with like a response.
Mom always said life is like a box of pumpkins.
I was going to finish it, then you said that shit. But what do you want to check in with? Sorry, I kind of took up all the time. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're chilling. This is a podcast.
You're right.
I'm going to talk about car hunting. So a couple weeks back, I got rear-ended pretty heavy.
Yeah, it was kind of rough.
And we didn't talk about it on the podcast, I don't think. But these past couple weeks have just been like a fucking wild adventure for me. I got rear-ended, then I went to the ER. Some other shit in my personal life happened. Like, it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, my man's luck kind of all ran out at once.
And then there was a bunch of like bad. My insurance was a nightmare like situation going on, and so I'm trying to figure that all out. But they just basically told me that my car's totaled, so they're like, sucks to suck, buddy. That's tough. And so
I always hate it when like they're like, hey, your car's totaled. We're gonna give you like 20% of what it's actually worth.
Good luck, bud.
Yeah, go find a new car in this market.
And it's like, dude, yeah, it's been kind of rough, honestly, because the cars, although they've leveled a little bit more, it's still not good. And so I'm trying to like figure out what I want to do, and if I just want to be like, okay, I should just full send, get a newer car that'll last longer and like be in better shape, better quality, like all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And it'll just like take me a little bit longer to pay it off or whatever I want to do there. Or if I just want to be like, okay, see if I can get a car that I can just pay in full or like only be paying for like 5 years or less. Yeah. I actually would be more like 3 years to 2 years. And then just be like, do that and then have to get a new car in like 6 years. Or full send, get a motorcycle. The only problem with getting a motorcycle I've realized is my lifestyle has me driving a lot more and a lot more long distances. So it's more worth it for me to get a motorcycle down the road and just have it be like a casual thing, like a Sunday cruiser type thing, or like my night riding.
And you could always get like a super reliable car, like even if you got like I don't know, like a Civic or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Or go back to an Altima.
Yeah,
Ultimas are pretty reliable.
Yeah, Nissan, bro. I'll tell you what, bro. Nissans were my shit.
So I'm gonna divulge a little bit of secret. I'm gonna divulge a little bit of a secret on the podcast really quick. So about a week or 2 weeks before my car got hit, the car would get stuck in park, and I would like have to spend a couple minutes like trying to shift it out. Stuck in park? Yeah, it was like I couldn't shift it out, and so it would take a couple minutes to get it to go into reverse drive, whatever. Like it just like wouldn't shift out.
That's no bueno.
No, not good. And it wasn't like I like steering locked it. It was like because I checked and like it was just something wrong with my gear shift. And so I was like, okay, it's fine. I got hit. I got hit. The guy was going about 40, 45 when I got hit.
Yeah, he fucked your shit up.
Yeah. And so it's kind of a miracle that it wasn't worse. But we go to the collision place where the car's at now to sign over some paperwork and everything, and they're like, we're waiting for the USAA to contact us, but then that'll get handled. And then so they go, he's like, by the way, we can't get it to move right now, so we can't like really fully look at it, but this is our estimate given what we could look at. And I was like, oh, why can't it move? Knowing damn well why it couldn't move. He's like, yeah, it just won't shift out of park. And I was like, oh, that's weird. That's kind of strange. That's kind of weird, champ.
That's kind of weird. Suspicious?
Yeah, I was like, huh. And then my dad throws. Because then he goes, was it doing that before? I'm like, you just run with it. Like, don't be like, that's new. Like, no, just run with that shit. You just keep, oh, damn.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, so I was just like, kind of weird, champ. Okay, thanks
like
for letting me know.
Yeah, it looks like your dad goes, dude, fuck.
You're throwing, dog. But anyway, this feels like a very laid back episode right now.
Gotta love it.
I do want to say we were supposed to start at 12 in the not in the morning, PM today.
Midnight, baby.
We're starting at noon. It's currently 5.
Yeah,
we did a lot of time setting up.
Yeah, a lot of setting up. Had to go to the store. Had to put up more panels.
I forgot the camera to record.
Yeah, like it was just a whole bunch of mix of shit. So we're kind of just vibing right now.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
We've been doing shit for a minute.
Yeah, we're kind of jigging and finessing.
But anyway, I'm on a car hunt right now. I'm trying to figure out what I should do.
You should get a Corvette.
I really do want that motorcycle that I showed you because it's beautiful.
I think you should get a Corvette.
I think you're wrong.
You're right. You should get a GTR.
What the fuck? No.
Mustang?
Maybe.
No shot you say maybe to a Mustang.
Mustang isn't going to take as much to fix.
Yeah, Mustang is mad fuckboy energy, though.
Yeah, but getting a Corvette, the replacement parts for that will cost so much fucking money if anything goes wrong.
It's just as much as a Mustang. The Mustang is Chevy's Corvette, or is Chevy's Corvette. Or is Ford, it's the same thing.
No, because Corvettes are more luxury. I can guarantee you. We could do Google searches after this.
If you really wanted to. I mean, I guess so. But if you get a Mustang, you gotta get like a old school.
Yeah.
You gotta get like a.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get a new
like a
Mustang.
John Wick Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like Eleanor from.
Yeah.
What is it? 30 Days or Less or some shit like that. Or 60 Days or Less. 60 Seconds Are Gone. Some shit like that.
Yeah, whatever.
With Nicolas Cage. Bro.
Gone in 60 seconds.
Gone in 60 seconds. That's what it is. Yeah, bro. That's a bad bitch right there, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Eleanor.
Let's start this episode.
Look. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm gonna quit.
I'm gonna come. I have ED.
You want to explain that one, or are we just gonna let it ride?
What was it? Honestly, I forgot.
Light strip.
The what?
Your light strip.
No, it wasn't it was the rod for the curtain. All right, so listen, right before we start on the on the episode, right? So I have a blackout curtain in my room, so that way, like my LED strips can like obviously fully illuminate the room and shit like that. And then I have 2 windows like on the right side of my wall, so it still lets in sunlight when I need to. It's just I don't want this big fucking window just always beaming in. You know what I mean? So obviously I had like a rod that you put the curtain on, and you know you put it in the wall, right? And you twist it out, and it like sticks, right? And it stays, right?
A curtain rod, if you will.
A curtain rod, yeah. But my rod gave out, and so so as we're setting up today, I'm trying to find thumbtacks, and I was like, oh yeah, I would have been able to use those too. That I put the curtain up. I said, but my curtain's rod gave out, so my curtain has ED. And if you don't know what ED is, erectile dysfunction, his pee-pee wasn't working. My curtain's pee-pee stopped working. So now it no longer holds up the curtain or these bitches. So I had to use thumbtacks to get him to the wall. And now the bit is I have ED because my curtain has ED. I now have to find a new curtain to fix my curtain's ED. That's... It's a very sad day, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
This podcast is stupid.
It was a good time, you know?
Let's dive in. So what is materialism and consumerism? Brennan, do you know?
I feel like I know what materialism is.
Material girl, go ahead.
Material girl. Materialism is basically someone who like idolizes just like physical shit that you can touch. Like materialism is something, obviously, like when you materialize something, it's something you can touch. You know what I mean? But when someone materializes something, like if this is worth, you know, $5,000, and I use this as like a...
He's holding one of our pumpkin set pieces that I got for $8.
Yeah, so if this is worth like $5,000 and say it's like a wallet, but it's a big ass wallet, you know what I mean? And people flex this, right? It's literally just whatever it is, but they put so much value on it because of said price or, you know, a brand or, you know, whatever it is. Some people do that shit with everything. People do it with cars. People do it with like, oh, I need a big house because like it just shows like my worth. You know what I mean? And people use their materials to show their worth rather than just being a good fucking human being and letting their.
Funny if that's something that we talked about with T, whenever she was on.
Oh yeah, that's facts. 110%. Yeah, we definitely talked about how like, especially guys, like they'll go and use, you know, their outfits, or they'll go and use their chains. They'll go and use like, you know,
utilize material objects.
Yeah, to try and woo a female, or you know, they'll go to the club because, you know, these girls are.
So I went to the club.
And then, you know, like there'll be certain females there, and 9 times out of 10, that female's not even gonna look your way, bro. You know what I mean? She probably got, like T said, she probably got like maybe like a $10 to $12 dress on with like some Ross heels. You know what I mean? And you out here dropping $1,500. You know what I mean? Like for what? And I think a lot of people just fucking materialize a lot of shit, to try and base it off, you know, worth, and to try and basically give themselves some type of accomplished feeling, or, you know, feeling of like.
What a based episode this is.
What do you mean?
Nothing. It's a dumb joke. Consumerism is whenever you just like buying stuff. So you like will be like, oh, this new thing. So say, for example, it's like, oh, this new thing that doesn't really have that many differences between this and that. Like a really big example is the new iPhone just came out, the iPhone 14, right?
I think I already understand what consumerism is.
Yes.
All right, so I'm about to piss off a lot of people here. So is it like is it like the people who always have Amazon packages coming to their door?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
That fits into consumerism.
Yeah, hey, bro, if you feel attacked,
just buy stuff to buy stuff.
If you feel attacked, yes, I'm coming at you because I know
you deserve to be.
I know.
I won't even lie. Like,
I know a fair amount of people who just have random shit coming through Amazon at their doorstep just because they saw it on like TikTok or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
it's developed, especially in modern day, into like a really bad like addiction.
Yeah, because people see something and they're like, "Oh, I have the money for it."
That's just fueling consumerism.
Yeah,
it's basically
wild.
the act of. It's like you know how people say like, "Oh, this person is capitalism walking," like that type of thing of like you just spend money because the system tells you spend money equal good.
Spend money does equal good.
Okay,
no, I'm just fucking with you.
But like that mindset of like I'm buying this thing because it is the next new thing, or because I just have money to spend and I want thing.
And then that turns into materialism because you're like, oh, I have the newest thing, or I have, you know, like
they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, so that shit is.
Yeah, and I think that it's something that, especially in modern day society, is, and I was going to say America, but in general, it's kind of like now it's a worldwide like thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like America definitely highlights it the best, and that could just be because we live here.
Well, I'll tell you what, in Europe and like different places, like designer is almost normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's so cheap out there.
Yeah. Well,
cheaper, I should say.
Yeah, and I think that kind of gets into a whole thing of like what classifies as designer, and then like also import trades and that type of stuff.
Should be wild.
That I don't really know enough about to talk about here on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't really know that much either about import, export, all that.
Yeah.
Taxing and all that.
Yeah. But you know, why? I think that there's a certain level of like ain't nothing but a
stupid ass.
Why do you think that materialism and consumerism are kind of bad and a really like poisonous game to be playing?
Because a lot of people who don't have the money for it love to play the game the most.
Big facts.
And that's how they keep. All of us poor.
Yeah,
I definitely do it, especially with weed. Shit, I see a new strain come out or a new pack come out, I'm like, hey yo, let me go hit that. You know what I mean? They throw a deal on some fire ash tree for like ounce. I'm like, hey yo, let me go get that. You know what I mean? Like they know how to snatch my ass up, bro. But that's about it.
I think that while that is definitely part of it, I think that things that you actively are consuming is less of the problem than
just random ass shit.
Yeah, things that compile.
Yeah.
That create waste.
You'll use it like once and then just go put it.
It
like
creates waste.
Yeah.
You know, things that are and let's be real, everybody is, for the most part, almost everybody is materialistic at some degree or consumeristic in some degree. People want things, people value things, or like, you know, there's a scale that kind of represents your level of materialism and stuff. Like, there are people who idealize and materialize like things that are make them materialistic by the value that they hold personally. So like, for example, the Jeep that I have, that's a materialistic item that I value extremely high, even though it's just a car.
Yeah.
But it has extreme personal weight to me, which makes it a material item that I am extremely materialistic about.
Yeah, for you it's worth more obviously than what anybody else would see it as.
Yes. But there are other things that I'm like my phone, for example. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always just like, nah.
Yeah, it does the thing that I need it to do, which is make phone calls.
You should get a flip phone like the homie.
Yeah. Look like a drug dealer.
That's hilarious. Bro, the day I saw Nick flip his shit out,
dude,
I lost it, bro. I cried, bro. He was like, "Oh, you like this shit?"
Yeah.
He was like, "This shit's gas."
He always is like that. He's always like, dog, hey, check this. And
yeah, he'll flip it out. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, you like that, huh?"
Yeah,
and
he said, "This is the hot new shit, dog." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Shout out to the boy, man. Oh my god, bro. That flip phone is not it, bro. Stop capping, bro.
I think that consumerism and materialism are really bad because, and this is what people who partake in consumerism especially will always say, is that it keeps the economy circulating because you're putting money into the machine, which makes
the machine, bro.
Big facts, because the economy is not working
at all. They take our money and go,
money.
Spit you back out like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Honestly. Oh yeah, you put in like hella guap. Let me give you like a cool 25 cents slap on the ass and a cool high five. Good game, chief.
Yeah. But like, that's not how it works. Like, you are still feeding into a system that is abusive. Like, the way that consumerism works is extremely predatory. You literally have marketing and advertisement and everything to promote it and make it to where it is the social norm. It is weird in most people's mindsets to not have ads. Yeah,
but also, I think what's really bad about it is that now, especially the categories that have, like, obviously the categories in which everyone knows that they're in, whatever they're selling, yada yada, whatever niche, whatever niche you're in, they know how to target like so deeply, and like they hook you on the quickest of shit.
I think the easiest things to compare it to is Coca-Cola and Pepsi, or car brands.
Yeah, I feel you.
Even just like Apple and Android.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the most common three, the triad that I think of whenever I think of like marketing and consumerism at its finest.
Yeah.
Because it exists. It's like targeted marketing is so fucking poignant and is like really strong and like does its shit well.
Yeah, like they know what message they want to get across. They know who they want to get it across to, and they know that they're going to get it.
Coca-Cola, because all of your friends are drinking Coca-Cola products. Like, who is it? Who's the fucking face for Sprite? Basketball player.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kobe, but he's not.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I was like, who is it? Yeah, I was like really thinking hard.
Rest in peace to the homie. If you would have said Kobe Bryant, I honestly probably would have walked off.
But I knew it wasn't, because I knew it was the guy that's in Space Jam. He's also in Multiverse.
Your connection to LeBron James is Space Jam.
I don't watch fucking sports.
you don't have to watch basketball to know who LeBron James is.
That doesn't mean I can place a name. I know who Kevin Durant is, but I don't know what he fucking looks like.
Kevin Durant's Lana Rhodes' baby daddy. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, all the news came out because no one knew who Lana Rhodes' baby daddy was because it was like right after her and Mike broke up, and then all this shit came out on Impulsive with like Logan Paul and shit like that.
Lana Rhodes is the super famous porn actress, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And then she stopped doing porn and then started basically just like exposing the porn industry and shit like that. And then she got pregnant because she said that she was fucking with 2 Brooklyn Nets players, and it was either Blake Griffin or Kevin Durant because the baby.
I didn't even know Kevin Durant was on the Nets.
Yeah, so the baby one came out.
This is so dumb.
The baby came out hella light skinned, which Logan and all them talked about, like, but they bleeped it out on the podcast because they said his name, but they bleeped it out too.
So that's how I know her is through Logan.
Yeah, so because it was like a huge thing, you know, everyone blew it up because they were like the Instagram couple, like, oh, Mike's dating a porn star, yada yada, this and that. That's how everyone titled her. And that's when Lana Rhodes kind of wanted to like make her exit out. She's trying to get out of like porn, like doesn't want her name to be like attached to that, yada yada. So then she's now she's like trying to help people out and like basically like really expose the porn industry for what it is. And so, but all this shit came out where it was like, oh, it could be one of 2 people. It could be Kevin Durant or it could be Blake Griffin. And everyone knows now it's Kevin Durant. Oh. So now Kevin Durant has a child.
That's crazy. Anyway, point being, don't know what these fucking people look like.
It was wild.
Anyway.
Yeah. Crazy. Super off topic. But yeah.
It's like how LeBron is like, yo, drink Sprite because LeBron drinks Sprite. So why wouldn't you fucking lame ass?
Or like have you ever seen the Drake commercial where he drinks Sprite?
This man.
And then he like does Terminator shit. Yeah. And then like, yeah, that shit was fire. Goated. That was like one of my favorite. Sauce. Yeah. That was one of my favorite fucking Sprite commercials ever.
Sprite Cranberry. Anyway. That's feeding into consumerism. Why do you think it's bad, Brendan? Because we never really answered that question.
Well, because kind of. Because it's built to obviously take people's money and continuously take people's money for shit that they know that they don't need. You know what I mean? If everyone actually had the discipline to like if I had the discipline to really focus and spend money on the shit that I genuinely actually need, I would have so much money right now. I think we all would.
Consumerism is the common person's gambling. It's just nobody says how bad it is.
Yeah.
Because gambling has the stigma of like, hey, that's kind of bad, and you should do it sparingly if you're going to do it and understand you're going to lose that money. But consumerism is like, I'm buying things. And we never really talk about how...
And it sucks because gambling, you can get a big bust back where you get a hell of money back. With consumerism, once you throw that money, you're not getting shit back unless you use whatever you bought for what it's worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what it is that it feeds into a really bad mindset of like more things equals better person, or more things makes me more likable. Which is funny because like I always think of like the Ludwig saying of like whenever I'm doing social media stuff of like bigger number, better person. And that's exactly what it reminds me of, because like while it's like a joking thing, it's a very real mindset. It's a very real thing that people experience and feel. Not just the bigger number, better person, but also like more things, better person. Yeah. More things, more money, you know, more turnaround, whatever, you know.
Better pizza, better ingredients.
Better bitches.
Better bitches, my clothes better, my money better, I'll look better.
Oh, stupid. How do you feel social media has kind of impacted consumerism and set unrealistic expectations for people in society and like the average Joe?
I think a lot of people who post those fucking TikTok routines of like how they wake up and like go about their days, because 9 times out of I fucking doubt that those people wake up every fucking day and do that shit. Don't get me wrong, I know some of them do. Some of them really do believe in like routine and like doing their shit. A lot of other people do that shit for fucking views. But it does set like a... Don't get me wrong. I tell people all the time, like, routine is important. Like, definitely do build a routine where you're like working something, like it gets you kind of through your days. You know what I mean? Like it builds your mental checklist where you have to get shit done, You know, you're being productive, yada, yada. Like, have your routine, do your shit. But you see these people who have a routine on social media that are like, oh, like, I do this with like the most expensive pen, and my bathroom looks like fucking this with like 60 different fucking baskets, yada yada. And I get like you want it to
OCD shit.
Yeah, like on some OCD aesthetic, I get it. You want it to look good, yada yada, this and that. But also at the same time, like, bro, why you spending all this money on that? You know what I mean? Like for what? It does the same job if you just have everything normal. You know what I mean? And like obviously, if you have the money, spend it by all means. Who the fuck are we to tell you not to? But a lot of the times it's the people who don't have the money. It's a lot of times the people who shouldn't be spending that money. And I think a lot of people just, it's almost that like quick fix. You know what I mean? It's like a junkie. Like obviously they're going to get quick fix. They're going to get high. They feel better right there in that moment. But once that high goes away, they got to look for that shit again.
Yeah. It's literally like, it is an addiction because that's why like people buy the Amazon stuff. I literally had, one of my friends had like said to me like, dude, like I had to have my significant other change my Amazon password and not let me log in because I just had to buy stuff because I was like, ooh, package shows up. What's it going to be today? Like, and it was like a constant like need of something to show up at the door.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They would spend like $3,000 almost on Amazon a month.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Just random shit.
Bro, spend that on me.
And that's the thing is like it's an addiction. It teeters so much and it's so okay and like it is so promoted in society for you to spend money. Yeah, it's normalized for you to be a consumer and to be like, you know, be a part of the Jeff Bezos machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, especially with how fast it is. And I think that's another thing that's fucked is like the fact that you can order something, especially if it's like early in the morning. And if there's a base for it in your state, they can get it to you that same day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So rather than having one package, shit, you might have a day where you have 2 packages show up. Someone's going to be fucking excited, bro. You know what I mean? And but like, it's like the most random ass shit that like you would have, like, you don't need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't need that. You're going to use it once and then fucking, it's going to collect dust. You know what I mean? And it shit just blows my mind how long it kind of takes people to like realize it. You know what I mean?
It's funny because I've always tried to apply the logic of like, I try to never buy myself stuff unless it's something that I'm like, this has a practical use. I know that I'll need it, or like I can utilize this for X, Y, and Z. I've gotten a little less like tight on it over the years, but I still like I'm trying to retighten it a little bit of being like, I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's been helpful because it makes me balance my money a lot better because I see friends that I have that will like be like that make more money than I do on average, and then they will by the end of the week I'll be like, hey, let's go do a thing, and then they'll be like, I can't, I have to wait till I get paid. And I'm like, dog, you make like double the money that I make and I'm a week out from my I still have like, I don't know, 5 days till my next paycheck and I just paid rent. And I can afford to comfortably go out and be like, yeah, let's go eat somewhere nice.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's like, what are you spending your money on?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, obviously, we don't know what everyone is doing, like, with their money, behind their closed doors, yada, yada, this and that. So it's always kind of spooky to have those interactions where you're like, damn, bro, like, especially with somebody. Well, I mean, I've had the homie Kobe always tell me, like, whether you have a $1, $100, or $1,000, or $10K, $100K, you're gonna spend it the same way. You know what I mean? So if you're used to just like for me, I'm used to running through however much money for weed. If I get more money, I'm just gonna buy more weed. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think that's something that we don't really teach people is budgeting in a healthy manner of like
building the habits.
Yeah, building your habit of like, this is how much you should reasonably spend. Like, pull out a fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Look at, and this is something that I got lucky that I had my friend teach me before, like years before I moved out, because we talked about me moving out with him originally. And he was like, okay, I need you to like look at a budget. He was like, this is the spreadsheet. this is how much you make. This is your income after tax, or this is your income before tax, after tax, what you have to pay for rent. Check that. What you have to pay for basic living necessities. That means food, drink, like toiletries, like all of your basic necessities.
Yeah.
Savings, like what you're putting into savings. Emergency money, which could be classified as savings, but you should always have a little extra kick that you put towards like emergency money.
Yeah.
And then like, this is what you have left as your fun money.
Yeah.
And like that's, you know,
essentially like a good setup, but
and then like that leaves you, and that kind of puts in perspective of like, oh shit, like this is what I need to live.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we also see it with so many athletes, like the top picks in whatever sport that they are. We see so many athletes who end up going bankrupt, you know what I mean, or they end up going fucking just broke because they spent their first rookie year. Like, so I guess someone had broke it down after taxes. Rookies who got signed for like, I don't know, maybe like $1 million or $2 million or something like that. You know what I mean? After taxes, they're probably only making like $500K, $750K. You know what I mean? And then
I think that also depends on if their contract gives them.
Well, don't get me wrong. They also have signing bonuses.
Yeah,
they have they have
you get signing bonuses,
endorsements,
if you get advertisements, stuff like that.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. There's definitely more ways to make more money, but also in the same sense, they don't realize it. All they see is, oh, I'm getting paid $2 million. I'ma just go splurge. You know what I mean? So you have these people who are all iced out, fucking got the cars. You know what I mean? And a lot of people now, they've realized a lot of, like, you see a lot of smarter top picks, whether it be in basketball or football, they'll off rip hire a financial manager. And that financial manager would be like, all right, you need to put away like 50% of it, like your rookie bonus, yada, yada, this, and that. Put it all away. Don't even look at it. It's not there. You know what I mean? Because now they're trying to set up these fucking dudes after seeing so many. Like Delonte West, obviously you don't know who Delonte West is, but Delonte West was a point guard who played with LeBron James early in his career. And Delonte West, he wasn't like a goated ass fucking point guard, but he was a solid point guard. He did his fucking role playing job, and he got shit done. He made a name for himself. You know what I mean? He made an even bigger name for himself because the past couple of years he's been seen on the streets as a hobo, and so now people will go to a corner, and he'll be asking people for money, and they'll start recording. They'll be like, "Hey, bro, aren't you Delonte West? Like, you used to play in the league, bro. Like, why are you out here, bro? Yada yada." Because they just want to get views. You know what I mean? But people will end up trying to, they try to reach out to him and try to help him out. And I think at one point, Mark Cuban was...
I know that guy.
Yeah, because he used to play for the Mavericks, and Mark Cuban owns the Mavericks.
Yep, I know that.
And so even Mark Cuban, I guess, tried to reach out to him like on Twitter or something like that. He was like, hey, like, if you guys, can you tell me where like the corner streets are? Like, I want to go help him out. And man ended up back on the streets, bro. Like, it's just tough to see. You know what I mean? Because you have these people who don't know what to do with their money, and then they ended up just fucking going broke.
Yep.
You know? All for the looks, because they wanted to look snazzy, spend money.
Yeah.
There's money.
And I think that correlates to, like, if you feed into those whims, if you feed into, like, being consumeristic or materialistic, and you value those things that you have so much, which I think social media really does, like, push for that mindset. Yeah,
and now, like, when we had T on, we even talked about it now, like, on social media, like, these, like, so many females so many women want, oh, like, I want him to pay for this, I want him to do this, I want him to do that. That's because on social media, that's what we've now portrayed, is that men are tricks, buy them shit, yada, yada, this and that. And, for guys, is, we see it as like, oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, you know what I mean? And then, we see it with like, designer purses, a female or a woman has to have, a Birkin bag, or a woman has to have, the Gucci and the fucking Louis and shit like that. So like, in all aspects, in all fucking like lanes, like materialism and consumerism is like,
well, like,
huge.
I had a coworker back at the old place where she had these sunglasses, and I was like, and they're Fendi sunglasses.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about
Fendi.
I don't know anything about fashion. I don't know anything about that shit. And I was like, there's fucking sunglasses. Like, how expensive can they be?
Yeah.
And like my baseline for sunglasses, I have Ray-Bans, and I only know that how expensive they are because they're prescription. Because they're like $60 Ray-Bans.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's a lot to spend on sunglasses.
I know some Ray-Bans that are like $300.
Well, they ended up being total to like $200 because they're prescription.
I want to get some Cartiers.
That means nothing to me. Anyway, I'm wearing these Fendi sunglasses on my head and like making fun of her because she always wears them, and like she wasn't there, she left them.
Yeah.
And so coworker takes a photo of me, sends it to her, and it's a fun time. And she doesn't care. She's like, whatever. But the coworker is like, yeah, be careful, Jaxon. Those are $400 or $600 sunglasses. And I was like, I'm not wearing these anymore. I said, I don't give a fuck, but I don't want to pay for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that they're that much.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be valued that high.
Yeah.
Because these feel like plastic.
Yeah.
Pieces of fucking sunglasses.
Which it probably obviously is.
I'm like, whatever, dude. Like,
yeah, that's like when someone like buys like $7,000 pants. I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, dude, you did not need to buy $7,000 pants just because it's got a fucking red and green stripe on the coming down the side of it, like, and it says Gucci on the back of it.
But like that's the thing is like we as a society value brands so much, and I'm just as in the wrong, except my things are like microphones, like, or audio equipment, or like PC parts. Like
mine is weed.
I know I am like a slave to my brands, like, because you know I love like Shure products for microphones or Rode products for my audio equipment and stuff, and I'll be like, this is what you should get. This is
I would say the only clothing brand that I'm like loyal to, like ride or die, is Champion. But that's only because even being a bigger dude, Champion always had like just comfortable fitting shirts to where I felt good.
Yeah.
And so like for me, like I die for Champion, bro.
You know what I'm like a slave to as of recent years? Vans.
Oh yeah, me too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I have the same I probably have bought like 3 or 4 pair of those. I probably have bought the black ones that I have. I probably bought like 3 or 4 pair of those because once they start getting dingy, I get ones
like,
to go out.
Those are the only shoes that I have. I have like my running shoes that are like Nikes or whatever the fuck.
Nikes.
And then like I have some boots, and then only Vans.
We should get you some Tims. I think it'd be hilarious to see you in Tims.
I actually almost bought some Tims because there's some nice ones that like aren't like the normal like stereotypical Tims. They look like the type of boots that I would wear.
Oh, bro! Oh, we need to put you in Tims with like,
I'll show you
with like a puffy jacket.
I'll show you some nice Tims that I was looking at.
On some New York shit. We just got to make you look like you from New York.
Not the Yadas. I love that clip. Not the Yadas. My girl cut up the Yadas.
Oh, bro, that shit is hilarious, bro.
But like that's the thing is we're all so
just built
driven by, and I think that boils down to something that I want to talk about, which is like we are born and taught to be materialistic.
Yeah.
I literally had a conversation with a customer the other day where I was like, yeah, I don't really know why. I was like, we have Coke products, and then they said something about it, and I was like, yeah, I think it's crazy that they spend so much money on advertisement, like this amount of money on advertising. And they were like, well, why wouldn't they? I was like, because everybody's gonna buy it anyway. I was like, everybody in the world knows
what Coke is,
and it's like a very popular
Coca-Cola,
and we know they all know it's a very popular product. If you're drinking Coca-Cola, your kid will more than likely start drinking Coca-Cola. It's just the way that the world works.
Yeah,
you know, I don't need it to be marketed to me, and that's what's like crazy to me.
I don't want to see the same commercial about friends all enjoying the fucking happiness that comes out of a Coca-Cola bottle.
I will say there's an advertisement for Coca-Cola. It's an esports ad. It's a girl playing in a tournament, and it's like it looks like a World of Warcraft tournament, which is never gonna happen. So it could be like a LOL tournament, whatever. Yeah. But then like they're about to die, and they open a Coca-Cola bottle, and then they like pass it, and it's in game, and then like it shows her drinking, and it's such a fucking cringy, like weird, like
one of those
mega world ad.
Like why was this approved for the gaming?
Like, what marketing guy looked at this and said,
this is the gamer commercial.
Also, Lil Nas, he did.
League of Legends.
Yeah, that shit's crazy to me.
That shit is hilarious. Where he has everyone switch it to the song.
Yeah,
everyone like the ringtone and everything.
Yeah, he's like it's kind of everywhere. We hit like press on the fax machine and it just plays. Like it's catchy, but I don't know how he did that. Anyway, I think that we societally allow for it to be ingrained into us being a consumer or a marketer.
And we're raised by it. You know what I mean?
You go to the store, how often do you hear a kid? You go to the Target, and how often do you hear a kid, shouting like, I want this thing?
Yeah. Or like when, you have your normal truck driving families and they're like, oh, we're Ford built into this family. We're Ford tough.
Yeah, Ford or die, brother.
Yeah, and then you have the people who are like, Mopar or die, baby. Chargers all the way. That's my dad.
What's a Mopar?
Dodge. Mopar is Dodge's like performance line. Okay. So all Mopar parts are like in like the Hellcats and like
I know what that is.
Yeah. So like all the high end Dodge parts, it's like Mopar.
Okay.
Right? And then Ford has Roush. So all Roush parts, like a Roush Mustang, it's got high end performance parts from Roush.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what Chevy has.
Chevy. But like we even
have you ever? What are those? Have you ever stubbed your toe on a fucking wall, walked in on your parents fucking, and seen your dog upside down drinking a Coca-Cola? Well, that's what it's like to drive a Ford.
What it's like to chew 5 gum.
Oh, bro, those fucking commercials kill me, bro. Because I'm like,
I love
that man gets
that came from it.
Yeah, bro. Like everyone just started running with it, and then the TikTok clips where people try and fucking where you have people just saying the most outlandish ass shit, and it's like, that's what it's like to drive a Ford.
I love the one that it's like a dude like full sprinting, and then somebody throws a trash can at him, and he's like, "What it's like to chew 5 gum," and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
The ones that used to spook me out was when they would like come out from like on some like Matrix shit.
Yeah, dude, I know exactly what you're fucking talking about.
It gave me such weird Matrix vibes where they like would pop out of like the fucking like it was like black like little like metal
acre and
shit.
It
was like weird.
Yeah, this is exactly what consumerism means.
it was spooky, man.
Oh, but like it's crazy because that's what it is. That's our whole life. We are taught to be consumers,
and obviously it works to value. Because we remember this.
Yeah,
shit.
like it's literally the concept of like, dude, they.
Super Bowl
back in middle school, there was a lesson we did that was about like the way that advertising works, because it was in a literature class, and it was literally like, if I say the start of a jingle or I say the start of this thing, you all can tell me exactly what it is.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to say it because they very much targeted like the place we live in ads, like local company ads.
Oh, okay.
Because there are some that are like super popular. If you were in the place that we live, everybody can say these ads to you, and you'll.
But like a normal basis one would be like the whole like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Everyone, everyone can do that jingle.
Same thing, like or fucking Allstate.
Yeah,
that type of vibe of like, and then we talked about like how it's basically made to be. There's literally algorithms now that will tell you whether or not this is a ad that will perform good.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. I have a Super Bowl.
Oh,
you brought it up.
Yeah, the Super Bowl halftime. That's like prime time. Fucking sell your shit, dog.
The Doritos ad that came out a long while back, a couple years back. My mom's friend. That's it. It's the Time Machine Doritos house. My mom's friend's grandpa is in that, or dad is in that.
That's crazy.
And it's his house. That's in front of. Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, we saw it and we're like, ah.
I think one of the craziest cut Skittles commercials I've ever seen is when it's like the dude and the girl and they're like on their honeymoon, and so they're in a hotel, and he's like, "You want to taste the rainbow?"
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "I want to taste the rainbow.
This
Give
is
it
such
to
a
me."
fucking weird.
And then he's like obviously he's like making the motion, and then she's like sitting there waiting for it, and then she gets splattered all over her face with a bunch of different Skittles, and he's like, "Oh." I remember seeing that shit, and I was like, "Bro, no." So. I'm like, I'm glad this didn't get approved.
Sex sells, and so does Skittles.
They should always be together. You know what I mean?
Sex and Skittles, hand in hand.
Hell yeah! Next time you get veg, just have a couple Skittles in your mouth.
Yep.
Just don't drop them.
One of my favorite things to pull out to people whenever they ask me if
Wow,
I'm sure
you just
about,
like to pull it out on them?
yeah, whenever somebody asks me if I'm positive about something. So like I was on Expo the other day and I was like pulling down food and then I was like, hey, I need this. And he's like, are you positive? I said like HIV. And that's one of my favorite things to say to people that's super out of pocket. But
Absolutely.
the man stopped cooking, turned to me and goes, what'd you say? And I was like, you fucking heard me. Give me the damn pasta.
Give me my pasta.
Anyway, why do you think that it's important to kind of try and force yourself to stop giving in and feeding materialism and consumerism?
I wouldn't even say like you can really stop yourself, but filter yourself to the shit where
lessen the extent of it.
Yeah, like consume and materialize the shit that you need. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're always going to do our shit that I want, but try and like put like some type of restraints on it. Put some type of borders on it where you're like, you know, whether you have to use some shit as like, if you still want to buy shit, like use it as like a reward. Use something where you're like, all right, I got this done today or I got this done this week.
Which is a really dangerous game to play because also you can kind of like, you can kind of get into the aspect of like, I did this. This is a reward-worthy thing.
Well, again, and that's just discipline. You know what I mean? People like to obviously like talk themselves into, oh, I deserve this. You know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, it's like, all right, bro, what did you really do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just trying to like constrain it, you know, kind of break it down a little bit, maybe not splurge as much, and kind of prioritize it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think you could ever stop it. It's just with the world we live in, everything's sold and bought. Really, nothing really is free. The
only thing that's guaranteed in life is death and taxes.
And me, because I'm him.
You haven't said that in a while.
I haven't. I'm still him.
I think that it's important because to kind of like reduce it and the mindset that you should have is like you don't take it to the grave. Like having all this stuff that isn't practical for you to really own, it doesn't really do anything for you, only matters so much because it doesn't come with you. You know, Egyptians used to put stuff in tombs because they were like, this is the stuff that you get to take when you pass onward.
Yeah.
But nowadays that's not a thing. Like,
have you seen the bullshit of people opening up the tombs that they find in these fucking...
We don't got to get into that right now.
Dude, that is why our world is the way it is.
We really don't got to get into that right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But, yeah, it's just...
We should do a whole mythology episode.
I'd be down.
Yeah.
You want to do like... Oh, we can like break it. We can have a couple episodes where we like do like different culture mythologies.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost like bonus content stuff though. Because I don't know how much of that really bleeds into like...
What we do.
Yeah. Anyway. If you want to see stuff like that, comment.
Hello.
Tweet at us.
But yeah. Coming up?
Nah, not yet.
No?
Nah, we can stay on it.
I was like, I didn't know if you had any more.
No, we can
points.
stay on it a little bit. How do you learn to kind of value moments and people more than the things and like the things that you have?
Well, first off, are you surrounding yourself with people who actually make those memories and make shit worthwhile is the question you have to ask yourself first. Because if you're around people who are doing the shit that you're trying to stop doing, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to stop doing it.
I always think of the song Overthinker, that EDM one.
Banger. By Enzo?
Yeah.
Banger.
It's when the guy's speaking and he's like, we value, or like seeing it on the news is more important than actually experiencing the event.
Explain your
point. The point being that like being able to look at other people and be like, oh, I have that, or like I experienced that, and now you all see this thing that is like publicized, and I was there for that. Like, is more important to the person than being like, I got to experience this, and that's a thing for me, and that's something for me to talk about. But the moment that it's publicized is when it's important.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like Twitch chat going like, I was here,
Yeah,
and then like they see the YouTube video that blows up, you know, and gets 1.5 mil. and they're like, I was there for that. I was in chat,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
I feel you. I don't know. It's just all weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very. I think it blows my mind. I obviously can't say it because I don't know. Like, if I were to have more money, you know what I mean? I don't know how my spending habits would be. I would like to think that I would start being a lot smarter. I need to still be smarter with my money, and I've been getting there. And slowly kind of getting, my savings together and like all my money together. But yeah, man, it's just kind of wild to me that like I don't think people realize how much money they actually could have if they were to like step back and look at the big picture. Like if I were to have all my money back on weed, bro.
I always have said like one of my biggest regrets is like when I was still living at home and working a job, not putting like 80% of it in just the savings.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because like I could have definitely made it by on $200 or less.
Yeah, especially in high school.
Yeah, especially in high school or like, like even when I was in college, like I definitely could have gotten away with spending a lot less of my money on just random bullshit.
Yeah, rather than being like, oh, I don't have to worry about anything. Fuck it.
Yeah, if you are young enough to be in that position or you are in enough grace to be in that position, like do that. Like don't be extravagant with your money, enjoy the fact that you can live a fairly like suitable life with very small income.
Because it'll pay off in the end. You'll be able to live the life that you want to live in the end.
Or like you can be like, oh, I can now, afford to get a better car if something happens. I can comfortably make my down payment on the place that I'm moving into and know that if something goes really south, I have a cushion that is like absorbent, It's something that we kind of touched on also is marketing being more common knowledge than like personable skills. Something we talked about last week was communication skills and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I especially think with like TikTok trends and stuff like that, while it's not marketing, sometimes it is almost like those practices, things like, jingles and stuff like that is more common knowledge than practical everyday knowledge or things that like make you have more personable skills. And that's kind of a fucking problem.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's like just been the problem in general, and we've slowly have seen it kind of dwindle when it comes to the personal connection that humans try to have with each other. I think in general, whether it be speaking with the human, trying to sell something to somebody, trying to get, or even buying something, like we do everything through technology now. You know what I mean? And it's like, and you almost feel less, you don't feel as bad about buying something when
nobody can see you doing it.
Yeah. And no one can tell you like, should you really be buying that? You know what I mean? Like if I go to the store with you and I'm just going to go fucking drop my money on some bullshit, you're probably going to look at me and be like, B, you probably shouldn't buy that, bro. Like you really need that. You know what I mean? And I'll probably look at you and be like, go fuck yourself. You're right. You know what I mean? And then we'll walk away. But if I'm by myself, 9 times I'm going to look at it, be faded and be like, I need that. You know what I mean?
That shit, I want it. I need it.
I need it. I want it. I'm going to have it. That's me. You know what I mean? But
anyway.
Have a homie who can tell you no.
Yeah, if that's what you need, like have somebody that approves your purchases, basically. Like as silly as that might feel, or it will make yourself feel like, oh, like I'm a child. Like if that's what it takes to get you to start being like, okay, what is stuff that I actually need? What is stuff that is realistic for me to buy and purchase that I'm not just like blowing money on? Like, do it. Like it is totally fine and okay. It is just like any other problem or like addiction or something like that. It is something that is
it's okay
not
to get help.
Yeah, to not be ashamed of and be like,
it's okay
this
to ask
is
for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna come up.
I'm gonna come
up. Brendan.
Oh yeah, my Giants, bro. Honestly, I don't know what the score is, bro. I don't know what it's Monday Night Football. Giants are playing the Cowboys. My bad, I definitely almost just fucking killed you.
You're good.
Yeah, Giants playing Cowboys, big rivalry. We're 2-0. They're Dak Prescott-less. That's their quarterback. They don't have him.
Thank you.
and they're kind of looking a little rough. So I'm hoping that we're taxing their ass right now and just fucking wiping the floor. Hopefully Saquon's throwing up another 200 yards like he did week 1. I was actually just telling my dad this, that like it makes me happy to be a Giants fan again, because obviously for the past couple of years, like Giants have been kind of donkey doodle hot water fucking trash. And that's because from the front office down to our players, like it's just
mega lol.
Yeah. Our coaches have been dog shit. They don't know how to fucking talk to their players and get them riled up, ready to want to actually play for them. John Mara was a fucking terrible
Love
GM.
That musician.
I'm pretty sure he was our GM. Yeah, he was our GM. Or Joe Schoen, whoever the fuck it was. Dog shit ass fucking GMs. Didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And now we have a coach who has not only gotten the players to buy into the culture and really want to play for him and put everything that, on the line for him, but we've seen this whole past week, because they're doing Monday Night Football, they wanted to do a whiteout at the stadium. So they made sure they had players, they made sure all the coaches, like in all the interviews and shit like that, they even put out a note so that way the Giants can put it out from Coach Dabble himself or DeBall, saying like, hey, Monday night, if you're going to be at MetLife Stadium, you better be wearing white and you better be loud as shit. I want the other team on a silent count. So obviously, usually you have your, 1 or 2 count, ready, sit down, say hi, yada, yada. But when it's so loud to where your quarterback and center can't fucking hear each other, you have to go on a silent count to be able to fucking move the ball. So if your stadium is bumping that loud, bro, you're doing something right. And that's what they were asking for. It's the first time we've seen the Giants fucking try and connect with the fans in so long. And it made me so happy to see. Because obviously, we haven't started the season with a win since like 2009, right? It's like 11 years, 12 years almost. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 11 years. And it was just like
13.
Is it 13? I thought it was too high. But yeah, man, it's been a while since we started off this good. And we look good. We're supposed to get our rookie that we drafted tonight. And I hope he does good. But I don't know. It's been really cool to kind of see the Giants play good ball again. Because New York's like a staple for football. You know what I mean? But yeah, go Giants, bro. Go Big Blue. If you're a Giants fan, love you.
Papagis.
What about you, my guy?
I want to talk about Twitch. Twitch.tv. Kind of weird, champ, right now.
Yeah, kind of tough.
So this is going to be a little bit of nerd talk for a little bit of content drama. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in the content creation circle currently, especially revolving around Twitch. So for those who don't know, this is going to be a super brief summary. There's this guy named Slicker, super big, mildly big Twitch streamer. He scammed a bunch of people out of money because he has a gambling addiction, and then everybody found out, and then a bunch of streamers kind of all stepped forward and said, hey, this is bad. We should ban gambling on Twitch, which has been a move that's kind of been like on the roll.
Yeah, slowly getting its
and then
momentum.
Other Twitch streamers came out, other streamers, period, came out about various situations that are happening in personal Twitch drama, some involving like XQC had a very public breakup with his significant other, who is also a streamer, and then some stuff came out about Mizkif, who's also a very popular Twitch streamer. We had another Twitch streamer move over to YouTube, and then Twitch, right after announcing, hey, we are going to ban gambling on the site. The only thing that will be allowed now is poker and one other thing, and that's because they are considered sport or strategic games, which is a really good thing, which means there's not going to be any sponsored gambling streams and stuff like that. Very good thing. It pushes a lot of bad shit off the platform. People are still giving Twitch shit because they're like, hey, you still allow bikini streams, beach streams, hot tub streams, that shit is all perfectly fine still and completely devolves from the content, which is bad. And then YouTube a couple days out, or a day after, or a few days after, announces they're at revenue split changing to 70-30. So 70 for the content creator, 30 for YouTube. That's a really nice rev split. That's actually, it's still a little, but it is a pretty decent rev split, all things considered. Of course, that means that you have to be monetized on YouTube, which means you have to have at least 1,000 viewers average or 1,000 subscribers average or something like that. And a couple other things. And then YouTube also announces that they're going to monetize shorts and that it'll still be a 70-30 split, which is really fucking good. Especially because YouTube shorts have been popping off really well. And then 3 days later, 3 or 2 days later, actually no, it was the day right after, sorry. Twitch announces, hey, we're switching our rev split change from some. So if you get a partner on Twitch,
which is like
or affiliate,
affiliate is when you have 3 average viewers stream for about 8 hours a month, and then it's so kind of like as long as you have 3 average viewers, basically you're affiliate, and then
hit an average 50 followers.
Yeah, and you have 50 followers, so that means you can get subs, you can get money now, you can get paid from Twitch. If you're a partner, it means you're having at least 75 people watching your stream at all times. I think you're at 300 followers,
300 or 500.
It's either, one of those, and you're streaming for about like a stupid amount of time. Usually when you get partner, they also kind of offer you like an exclusive contract once you kind of get big enough.
Yeah, and some of those contracts will be 70-30 or other splits that they are not allowed to divulge.
Yeah.
So some of it is rumored to be better, some of it rumored to be somewhere in between. 70-30, again, not a bad split. Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon is the largest grossing company in the world, owned by Jeff Bezos, the richest man on earth. This is all to say, Twitch announces a day after YouTube announcing their revenue split, Twitch is changing their revenue split to all creators are now at a 50-50 split. Omega lol, bad move. So here's the thing. Twitch currently owns the live streaming platform.
Yeah,
that's
Papa.
Yeah, they're the staple. They are the Apple of streaming.
Yeah.
They are what everybody kind of relies on typically. YouTube is now fighting back and is starting to, they buy out contracts with streamers and stuff, and they're really starting to kind of pick up steam. They have a lot of big content creators who just moved over. So here's the thing. Twitch now has put in this weird position where they just said, hey, we're going to ban gambling, and we have all this really bad drama and news and press happening on our website currently. And then they were like, we're going to change our revenue split to the 50-50.
And then everyone was like, you're fucked.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they were
because it was the worst timing. Like the thing doesn't take effect for like till January, I think.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, why would you even announce this right now?
Yeah.
You just announced the gambling thing, and you just saw YouTube drop their revenue split.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing
and Twitch is very clearly like starting to lose this battle. But they're not going to be deplatformed until like at least 3 or 5 years. That is when it'll be a concern.
And I think which also sucks is like there's obviously people who genuinely rely on their partner income.
Yeah. And part of what Twitch's reasoning is small streamers who are so profiting. If a streamer is streaming 40 hours a week, which is an insane amount of time to stream a week.
Yeah, which is nuts.
That is the equivalent, like that is a ridiculous amount of time a week. That is like somebody who is on a contract time.
Yeah, like you're 8 hours a day locked in.
Who's streaming 40 hours a week. To keep them on stream constantly without Twitch really receiving any profit from that person, it costs them $1,000. Which is like such a strange thing because, and they kind of go into that, and then they talk about Twitch Prime, which Twitch Prime basically means if you are paying for Amazon Prime, which Amazon Prime is like, what, $100? Or something like that. If you're paying for Twitch Prime, then you get a free subscription to anybody on the site. Which basically means that somebody is just profiting. And that also means that they get no ads on that stream. Twitch also mentions that this shouldn't make much of a difference because their AdSense movement should level out the amount of monetary split. That's kind of debatable and not looking great, especially because they haven't pushed for it really.
And
lately.
not only that, but it's fucked when you have to push more ads and cut your content
to equate
to basically get that money back. You know what I mean?
And here's the thing. Twitch's algorithm doesn't do the YouTube thing, where if you watch a YouTube video and then you click on another YouTube video right after because you click away from the video and you're like, I don't want to watch this. YouTube has a programmed timer for your IP of basically saying like, or that specific IP, whatever, that unit of it won't run another ad if you are immediately clicking away from a video and you just watched an ad.
Yeah.
It has a cooldown timer. Twitch doesn't do that.
As soon as you hop into another affiliate and you're not subscribed,
if you hop into another if you watch a stream and you're like, I just want to see what this person's doing, I watch 2 30-second ads to watch the stream, which is a minute of my time, which it gets into a thing of like how viewers work and short attention spans and like that is an immediate turnoff for streaming and like getting somebody in. But say they watch that 60-second ad or the total to 60-second ads.
Yeah, like right now I have one 30-second ad running every hour.
Yeah. Same.
On my stream.
And that's the minimum you can do. Yeah. That is like you cannot do any more than that. Like you can't spread it out further than that. That'll happen. And then that person's like, oh, I don't like what they're doing right now. Because either their category wasn't updated or they watch the stream and they're just like, I'm not really feeling this right now. They click onto another stream that they see. Somebody goes live and they're like, oh, this is who I actually want to watch. And they just went live. Click on their stream. Another 60 seconds. And then it's even worse because if that streamer then goes, oh, my ad time's here and it runs the ad, that person just watched 5 seconds of content, got another ad, they're going to click off. Yeah. Which decreases the Twitch traffic. Twitch also is not super user-friendly in the sense that it will make it to where your VODs only stay for a certain amount of time. You have like 14 days for your VODs to stay, and there's a chance that if you have copyright music, you'll get striked.
Yeah, the whole DMCA, I've gotten strikes like twice already because I like to play my music, and then Twitch is like, no, you can't play that shit, bitch.
Which, YouTube has its own thing, but like, there are ways around that, and it won't instant fucking murk you. It'll just get demonetized instead of it being like you got flagged. But YouTube can instant upload your VODs. Oh, that's lit. Yeah, so you stop stream, it'll send it up. Oh, and you can have it to where it just like instant upload into like a VOD channel.
And then you just go work on your thumbnail, basically just edit the thumbnail, put the title in, or you already have your title.
Yeah, well, all of it just goes because you have thumbnails for your YouTube streams.
Oh, okay.
So it just automatically uploads the way that it's supposed to.
Kind of hot.
Also, YouTube allows for more bitrate and for better things, so you can stream at 4K if you have the capabilities for it. Where YouTube barely lets you stream at 1080p. Barely.
Yeah, it's like kind of rough.
It also throttles small streamers to where they are locked into either streaming at their source or below quality during high traffic hours. Yeah. Which makes it harder for people to grow because then...
What's the frame output on YouTube? Is it still 60?
You can do 60 or 144. I don't actually know if you can hit 144 live yet or not.
That'd be dope.
But I know that you can hit 4K, which is... Twitch doesn't even let you hit 60 sometimes. So Twitch is like super behind, and they are one of the biggest conglomerates is backing them. Yeah. So it's kind of just like, but there's a lot of really good stuff on Twitch still. There's a lot of like the community growth and stuff like that, and the culture in Twitch is so much more strong and present in comparison. And there's a lot of other stuff like that that really is live streaming culture to a T that you can't get away from. Yeah. So it's weird. Twitch is in a really shit spot, and they need to kind of like, something's got to change because YouTube has actively made it clear that they are working on improving their live system. Anyway, that's the weird tech rant for you guys.
Tough days.
Talking about Twitch and their kind of weird champ moves.
Yeah, it was very big shockers.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap us up.
Hella.
Brendan, where can they find you?
Y'all can find me, shit, wherever you looking, bro. Look in your closet, dog. I'm there.
He's trying to come out.
No.
You built me for that.
Don't do that.
Where can they find you?
On Instagram at KillerB420, Twitch KillerB420, and Twitter KillerB420. What about you, fuckhead?
You can find me at RQ on Instagram. Not Instagram. Fuck you. You can find me at RQ on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube.
Fuck you. And you can find us at Coming Up for Air, Coming Up for Aircast on Instagram, and then Up for Aircast, or Coming Up for Air on TikTok, and then Up for Aircast on Twitter.
Awesome. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to follow, subscribe, all that stuff down below. If you really like the show, make sure to rate it. It really helps us out. And I think we might be doing a thing soon where we'll read reviews of the show.
I'm with it. I'm here for it. And, dude, remember, be a good fucking human being. Don't be a little piece of shit. Make someone smile today, bro. Or at least like 3 people, dog. Fuck, do something good. Jesus.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye-bye.